want people to see, like, it does more.
That's so cool.
But I created this for Melissa High School, and it was one of those things where I had to make it, but it had to be able to be, I wanted it to fly and I wanted it to look lifelike. And what's interesting is before I had gone back to school for painting and drawing, I had, at one point was going to do nursing. And I loved my anatomy class. I love my anatomy class. But what's amazing is that most of these puppets that I start with the anatomy of that creature and start to learn about their wing dynamics and just how things work. And that's been really fun. Another thing also is and we can pass this around, but the feathers, for example, are water bottles. But they're smart water bottles because they can't have the bridges in them. But I'm always looking for those materials, and I usually don't have a familiarity with them. And so I'll kind of look around and see what I have. And so water bottles were perfect because they're transparent. I could sew my fabric onto them, and then still paint them. I'll use alcohol markers and paint, and kind of get that look that I want. And they look like feathers, and I don't know until I send this out and it comes back if it's going to work or not, and it does. And then I'm like, okay, then I'll just keep doing that. And when I talked about my plastic lids that I'll have holes in them, it's because, like, for example, when I'm making the mechanisms on the wing, I needed something that was flexible and lightweight, but also could hold it, be rigid enough to hold its form and the mechanism that's in it. So I started cutting out the lids to my plastic bins, and it kind of ended up being perfect, but I also needed to figure out the hinge mechanism, so buttons just seemed to work for me because everything else would kind of come apart. And so you'll see, if we pass this around, right